Hey, welcome to The Conversation. You're listening to Andy Mason, and this is authentic conversations around the messy intersection of faith, family, and business. And welcome to my front porch. I'm literally sitting, doors right there. My office is to my left, and I'm looking across. It is beautiful. It's later in the afternoon, midweek, and I just figured I'd sit down with you, go unplugged, and sharing a couple of things. One, because this week it's the July 4th weekend here in the States. That's Independence Day, celebrating that, 1776, the Declaration of Independence. And I just want to let you know, for us personally as a family, what that looks like, what we're doing, having kind of like a semi-vacation, some time off. What happened with the National Communion Revival I was a part of on Monday. And then just a thought that I've got around patience versus rush. And that's going to become clear pretty quick. So firstly, this week is kind of like a week off. I've blocked out the week. It's actually my wife's birthday this week. So I celebrate that by blocking out the entire week and just making myself more available. Her love language is quality time. So being more present, and hey, heads up, husbands, friends, spouses, I just took time to actually, while she was out doing some chores, just went around the house, cleaned up extra things, just took initiative, things like that. Acts of service, quality time, that's her love language, not mine. So I did that for her, which always reaps a great reward and just helps her know that she is loved and thought of. So this week we had all the kids here for a short period of time. At the 4th just looked like celebrating as a family. We literally decided what we'd do on the day, and we just played games. We had fun. We went to the gym. I went for a big run around Peace Valley. It's a lake recently, or just around here. And then in the evening after dinner, we literally said, hey, let's just make giant sundaes. So we went to the supermarket and got all the best ingredients that you could. 2 flavors of ice cream, bananas, raspberries, caramel topping, cream, like the whipped cream, where you could stick in your mouth and go, and just had fun together and just enjoyed time together. That's what it looked like for us, celebrating it. On the 3rd, the day before, July the 3rd, there was actually a special event that Janine and I were a part of. It's called the National Communion Revival, initially organized or connected to via Lou Engle. If you haven't heard of him, just jump on louengle.com. And Upper Room, which is a church in Dallas, a pastor by the name of Peter Lewis. They put that together. And I'm guessing there's about 300 people that are a part of it, literally outside of Independence Hall in Philadelphia. Independence Hall is where the Declaration of Independence was actually signed in 1776. Now, it's a big deal. There's a museum. There's a whole heap of things. Well, out the front, they had a stage. They set it up. They had worship that was extended, and they had a time of communion, praying, repenting. And here's a real interesting thing. Repenting of our independence from God and making a declaration of dependence on Him, saying that the only solution to this country, actually to any country, is at the heart of it is a dependence and a reliance and a reverence and awe of the God who made us, living His way. There is no better way. So that's what we did. We loved it. It was actually live streamed. So if you jump on and search, I'll actually put that under the show notes, National Communion Revival. You'll see that there. Jump on, enjoy it, and perhaps you can do something where you are. And thirdly, I just want to highlight one of the things that I'm hearing from God at the moment. Everywhere I'm going, I'm looking and just hearing again, patience, 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 trust me, wait. I was looking at this scripture in 1 Corinthians, I believe it's 11, and it talks about when you come and have communion, that you should wait on one another. Actually, it says it this strong. He says, some of you are sick, and some have actually died because you wouldn't do this. Some of you get in and they literally gorge themselves on a meal, and others miss out and starve. But the core of it was dishonoring one another, not waiting on or waiting for one another. And as I'm pondering this, thinking, what is this all about? Matthew 18, it talks about the same thing. Jesus is talking a parable about how we should forgive. And he tells the story of a person that owed a debt, a significant debt, that the master forgave him. And then that same individual, that's like you and me, go to someone else who owes us a small debt, and it says in these words, we're unwilling to wait for them to repay. It's not whether they'd repay or not. We were unwilling to wait. And as a result of it, it does not end out good for that individual. But what's the point? This phrase, wait, trust me, be patient, wait on the people around you, wait for the people around you, slow down and engage with others in the process. That's really convicted me and challenged me, and I'm learning it even this week. Just slow down and be present with my kids. But it's like one of the things I'm loving to do is go running with my son, but I'll also go to the gym with my son and with my daughters. It's hilarious. Now, we goof off, have fun together. I don't know if there's any other family in the entire gym that does this, but we have fun together. But why? Because I've got to wait on one another. I've got to be patient. It's not always easy, but the fruit of it is beautiful. And then as I'm pondering this, I look up the news, and up comes a story about a submersible that went down to the Titanic that failed. It imploded. Why did it implode? Because the CEO, from the reports, had cut corners, hadn't taken the time to do all the testing, was unwilling to get it certified externally, wanted to do it himself and be innovative. What was the CEO's name? Mr. Rush. What's the point? That struck me. Am I going to Mr. Rush it, or am I going to wait, honor, prefer? I might not do it in the time that I want. I may not be able to do it at all, but there is something about honoring and preferring one another in the process. In John 17, Jesus prayed this, that they may be one as we are one. And when we refuse to do this, if we just choose to do it by myself, on my own, it leads to brokenness, dysfunction, and literally, as it says in 1 Corinthians 11, some of you are sick and some have died. So in this week, in our week of declaring dependence on God, of celebrating the American Revolution and what it has become, the beautiful experiment of America, North America, what about you in terms of your dependence on God? Number 2, your willingness to wait. Be still. Have you jumped in and are you rushing it, which leads to imploding? Or you're willing to be still, trust Him in the process, do what is necessary, wait on and wait for those around you. And as a result, you build something stronger and that lasts. An ancient African proverb says this: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Hey, have a great week.